with the suction there with a full-size tube, thinking that sometimes you get lucky. Now it did look quite hairy, black, quite thick and quite matty, but there's plenty of room around it. So I thought, I'll have a quick go with that, just see if it can be lifted up and pulled out. It couldn't. It would become quite clear why very shortly. No, it could barely hear anything at all through this one. Had a constant sensation of feeling underwater, which is quite common when people get in the shower and get in the bath. They actually do get water in there, it gets trapped behind it, and then the water can't escape, feel even fuller than they did before. So whilst I couldn't get hold of it, I thought I'll just try and see if I can separate it. Just whilst there's plenty of room, I'll get this new little tool in, which is this one here. I don't know if you can see it. Now, it's a double-ended one. No innuendo intended there. So there's a tiny little hook like a pick at the end of it on the other side, and on the other side it's got a Johnson horn on it. So it's a double-ended one. Courtesy of Chefmed, who they're not sponsoring it, by the way. If anybody wants one, any other specialists. Now, it did work well to some extent. As you can see, it's quite big and it's quite blunt. It makes it a little safer, because, you know, if you make any contact accidentally, which I didn't, then it's not going to cause too much trauma. So I suppose you could say it is a bit like a thick metal rolling inserter. But I found it really useful for separating this. You can see just underneath, can't you? There's a thick layer of freshly shed skin just underneath that, and I suspect that's what was causing it to stick to the base of the canal wall. And you'll see plenty more of that skin behind this when this comes out. And that was the faff to end all faffs, trying to get the next bit out, let me tell you. But I think you're going to enjoy it anyway. That's if you enjoy a longer one, watching me get really frustrated with something. Speaking of getting frustrated, looks like I already am with this, doesn't it? This needing a really good shake, this. To get this out. You can just see already, can't you, just how dry and hard that is. So with suction alone, I don't think that would have come off really well, because it was stuck, it was adhered to the canal wall. So by using that just to separate it away from it, it made it much easier to pull it out like that. Couldn't really drag it forward because it's not sharp enough to dig into it like Rosen inserter is. But I find it a bit easier to use than the Rosen inserter. It's quite an elongated bend that you've got on the Rosen inserter. I suppose a Cawthorn hook would have been good. I did actually get one which are a bit more right angle and a bit thinner and a bit of a sharper edge. And I did actually get one of those a while ago, and I threw it away by accident. Because some of the tools we used, the ones that look like that are black, like carbon fibre, plastic material, I know it's put on this. The single-use items, you bin them. But these ones is stainless steel, so you can sterilise them, wash them, and use them again. Better for the environment as well. So these may be making a bit more of an appearance anyway. So as you can see, what we've got left behind there is this really tightly adhered skin to the base of the ear canal and just through the narrowing. And it was such a pain in the backside to get out, finding tube here. I did try it with a big tube there, you might have just seen that, but it squeaked a bit. I don't know why I bothered, to be honest, to start with trying that. I should have never even attempted it, because it was never going to come away with that. So I got the fine tube, but this stuff, it was like chewing gum. It's like someone had chewed some chewing gum, popped it in there and squashed it down right in that little gap there, and it was so stuck. Now already it could hear better, so that's it, problem solved. Why we're going fishing in after these bits here, I think what would happen is, as the skin sheds behind that, even from the top layer of the eardrum as well, and try to work its way out, it would just get stuck behind that, and then it would just build up behind it. So it'd be back in the not too distant future, I would think. Now, if I was completely unscrupulous, I would have left it there, knowing full well that he's going to need to come and see me again. But I'm not. I'm honest to a fault, so I said, I think think we can buy you a bit more time if I try and get rid of as much of this as I possibly can. Sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat today. I think there's a bit of a bug, and I've got over my man flu. I'm feeling alright now. But there is a bug going around. My daughter's off school today, barking like a dog. Sounds like I've got 3 dogs in the house. So there is something going around again. It's a really dry, annoying, tickly cough. And I had to search high and low to get some placebo medication, which is, anyone who's got kids, placebo medication works the best. Yeah, that cream will fix that, make it feel better. Oh yeah, this little cough medicine, that will really help. It really will, but as long as it's making them think that it is, they're less likely to complain about it, to be honest. She doesn't watch these videos, so I think I can safely say I've got away with it. As you can see, so sticky this. Did get the majority of it. A few little scraps left behind, but you'll be quite surprised in a minute. Quite a big, thick sheet of it comes from around the corner on the left-hand side there. It's probably up there with some of my least favourite things to remove this. So I hope you're enjoying this anyway, and if you are enjoying it, I always forget to do this, don't I? Then click the like button down there. Why do you need to do that? You don't need to do that. You don't have to if you don't want to. But the more likes and comments and shares these videos get, then it puts them in front of more people, so more people can see them. And there's lots of weirdos out there looking for this kind of thing. So you're doing your fellow weirdo community a favour. So press those buttons there while you're watching it. This is the bit that unravelled, that I was actually quite surprised. It might just be that bit that's just stretching apart. I suspect there was a bit more hidden around that bend there as well, and that's what's ended to come. It does get a bit glary, and the only reason it does that is because it is so white, so it's reflecting off the light off the endoscope, is why it does that. But I think if it was any darker I wouldn't be able to see what I was doing, so it needed to be on this brightness. And just smack another little bit away there. There we go, not much left. Now you can see this canal doesn't look like the happiest one you'll ever see. It's not really sad, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look very happy. And that's because of obviously what's been there for so long. It is a little bit pinky red, because it's had this hard, dry blockage in it, and every time you move, you eat, you chew, you can always moving around a little bit, so it's going to be constantly rubbing and causing some friction, The other one, thankfully, wasn't as much trouble as this one. Or maybe not thankfully, I know you like watching me struggle, don't you? These more epic ones. I think we're pretty much reaching the end of where it's safe to remove everything, and as you can see there, I'm more than happy with everything we've got there. I know you can't get every little speck, and you probably shouldn't try to get every little aspect unless it's safe to do so. Now this other one is not quite as black, this, so it's quite a fair bit easier to get out. In fact, I think a couple of little shakes and out it popped. I did get some pictures of this one as well afterwards. So I have been trying to remember a bit more to take some images of them and little videos of the plugs when they're removing, so you can see them afterwards. There we go. I wish the first one was that easy. Thankfully, no sticky chewing gum behind this one. And there they are, along with the little new tool that you can see there. So anyway, I